YouTube! Back in the day gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel, and today I'm coming at you with my Game Boy collection video. Yeah, we're gonna look at every game in my original Game Boy library. Now, I believe Game Boy came out in 1989, so I was like 10 or 11 years old, whatever grade you are when you're that age. Can't remember. All I can remember is wanting it more than I've wanted anything ever. Probably since then as well. Now, unfortunately, my original gray brick is long since perished. I want to say it stopped working. Maybe I was stupid and traded it in. I don't know. But from back in the day, I still do have my Game Boy Color. Maybe it's Game Boy Pocket Color? Not sure, but it's the cool looking green one. And I don't know how, but it is in immaculate shape. That's crazy because I take care of things now, but back in the day, I did not. I've also always had this case. Came in handy. Taking it on trips, extra batteries. If you were clever enough to think that far ahead, I assure you I was not. So, right here, I don't know, I think I got about 50 games or so. What do you think's the best way gonna go through these, huh? Because, yeah. I don't know. Well, let's try to lay them out on something else. So here you got a board game 4-in-1. Nothing too spectacular. Picked that up not all that long ago for 99 cents. Same as this Alleyway, you know, Breakout Clone. Amazing Spider-Man. One of the original games. Not that great, though. A terrible, terrible game. Baseball, for shame. Pretty good game that I did pick up very recently. Beetlejuice, I mean. Oddly enough, that's a good one. It's not anything like the Nintendo version, which, you know, sucks, but that's a good game. Blades of Steel, even on the tiny little screen, that's still a pretty decent game. Jumping over here, we got Black Bass. Now, I know it's not that good of a game on the Nintendo, and it is even worse on the handheld. Now, I do like me some Black Bass on the 8-bit, but not on the handheld. We got Castlevania Adventure. I did have that back in the day, but this one I just actually picked up last week. Here's a game never knew about until recently. Dead Heat Scramble. You can see I paid a whopping $1.99 for it. That was thanks to Mosley over at Drunken Master Studios. Check his channel out. I enjoy his videos. He's quite a character. Now here is the crown jewel of my collection. Final Fantasy Legend. Been trying to beat that game for 30 years. But Final Fantasy Legend is nothing short of a spectacular RPG on a very limited system like the Game Boy. I remember this was $50, probably the most expensive Game Boy game there was, and I had to have it. And that is my original copy. Like I said, I still, to this day, cannot get past that last level. I don't know what's up. Give me some hints, people. We got Final Fantasy Legend 2. I have never played it because until I beat this guy, I'm not going to play that guy. Same goes with this guy, Final Fantasy Legend 3, because until I beat 1, I can't play 2, and I sure as hell can't play 3. So next up we got a game I recently procured, and that is Gargoyles. It's a spin-off from Ghosts and Goblins Firebrand. This is before he was the Red Devil. Apparently he's still green in this one, but that's a pretty stellar game. Had a lot of fun playing it. I found it more difficult than some people claimed, but then again, I think some people say a lot of things that aren't exactly true. But I had fun with that game, and you know, one day I'll probably go back to it. Will not be going back to this one here, Golf. Absolutely not. That sucked. Here's one of my originals once again, and one of my favorites, Home Alone on the Game Boy. Now, it's nothing like the NES version, but it is exactly like the Super Nintendo version, which I only recently discovered, because all these years I thought that this game was unique to the Game Boy, and that the NES and the Super Nintendo versions were identical, but they are not. The Nintendo version is crap, and the Game Boy and Super Nintendo versions are very good. We got Jeopardy, that's as good as it's going to be. Here's a game that I picked up at my very first Midwest Gaming Classic a few years back, must be 3-4 years now. Kid Icarus on the Game Boy. it is a different game than on the NES, but it has a lot of the same aspects. I really like the Nintendo version, so the Game Boy version is still in my wheelhouse. Obviously, not as good as the one on the Gray Toaster, but the Gray Bricks version isn't terrible. Next up, we got Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Whatever. Here is a stellar game, Motocross Maniacs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to put this out there. This game is better than Excite Bike. It is. You can hate me for it, but you'd be wrong. This is just a ton of fun. You get this thing for $1.99, $2, maybe $3.99. It would be some of the best dollars you ever spent. The flip side of that, Mousetrap Hotel. That's maybe the worst $1.99 I've ever spent. Here's the title. The only NES game that has anything to do with Charlie Sheen. Navy SEALs. That one's alright. It's not too bad. Paperboy 2. Now, a terrible game, but here's something that I found rather amusing. You may as well. Look at that. Nick M went ahead and put his codes on the back of it. Very clever. You know what? I know a Nick M. Maybe this is his. I'll see if I can get this back to him. Maybe we can do a trade. Right next door, we got Ren and Stimpy Vidiots. Not that great either. Legend of the River King. Now, this came recommended highly by the Nerd Layer. He said he really likes this series. I didn't super care for this game. I like fishing. I like RPG. This is like an RPG fishing game, but I had some difficulty with it. I'm gonna have to give it another shot. But so far, it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. We got a couple of Simpsons titles. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. That one is meh. Over here, we got Bart and the Beanstalk. I kind of like that one the best out of these three. It's, follows the Jack and the Beanstalk story. Kind of amusing, the twist they put on it, talking about donuts. That's Homer for you. God, I love me some Simpsons, though. Bart vs. the Juggernauts, not too horrible. Then we got a couple of Skate or Die titles, Bad and Rad, and Tour de Thrash. Alright. Here we go, the Smurfs. I'm not sure if this is an import or American release or not. I don't know. It's okay, though. I don't hate it. I really don't hate this game here. Super Mario Land. I know it's super easy and all that, but I only recently beat this like 2 years ago when we were in the Keys for our honeymoon. Fun fact, back in the day of gamer lore, you got Super Mario Land 2. Super RC Pro-Am. It's no RC Pro-Am on the Nintendo, but it's a good game. Couple of classics done. Looking at Ninja Turtles Back from the Sewers. That, I believe that's my original cartridge. This, however, is one I recently picked up in the past 6 months or year. Turtles 3 Radical Rescue. I think I like that one better. And then, just so happens, we're ending up with the man, the myth, the legend, Tetris. Launch title came with the system. Incredible game. I don't like puzzle games, but this is just one hell of a game. I'll start playing it and I can't put it down. Love me some Tetris. So we got just a few more titles to throw in on this library. As I said, this is the original Game Boy lot only. I'm going to do the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance separately. That being said, I've got 5 of the black cartridges. Now these aren't Game Boy Color, so we're gonna put them into this one. We got 720. I always liked this game a lot on the original Nintendo. Obviously, much less desirable on the Game Boy, but this right here, the Super Nintendo version, is my favorite fishing game of all time. Bassmaster Classic. It is also less than desirable on the Game Boy. Got Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. I like Dragon Warrior, but I don't know. I gotta be honest, I didn't really play that much because I thought it was like Pokemon, and I don't Pokemon. So I guess I'll have to give that one more of a chance. But I was really excited for this one because this Guy really is the man, the myth, the legend, Evel Knievel. They did not do him right on that game. No, sir. It was not worth $5, nor would this one be. Monopoly. I guess it'd be easier to play it than setting up the whole game, but last two games here. One is Metroid 2. I believe it's Return to Samus. I'm not including this in there, but I'm showing it because I got scammed. This is a repro card. I'm gonna pick the real one up very soon next time I see it, but I can't put that in my collection. I can't have the oddball in there. Aside from the oddball being OCD, I also have all of the clamshell cases for every one of these games, but it doesn't show well on the camera, so those are over there sitting, waiting to go back into their home. Last game of the collection is my only Game Boy import game. I can't recall the exact name, but translation is For Whom the Frog Tolls, I believe. This is a pretty cool, unique game. For Whom the Frog Tolls is an RPG. It's got an extremely unique gameplay mechanic. It's not like any other game I've played before, so I can't exactly put my finger on it. But if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. But then again, you probably haven't played it, because I think I've only heard 2 people ever mention this game, and it intrigued me, so I had to get my hands on it. And I do. Got my hands on it right there. Well, that does it for back in the day gamers. Game Boy collection. I really regret not having my original gray brick, and I probably should remedy that and get one of those so I can say I have it, even though it's not my original one. It feels like a lie if I don't have that. So I hope you like this collection. Let me know what games of these are your favorite, but more importantly, let me know which games from the collection I'm missing and I have to add to my library, which is always growing. And this seems a little small, so there might be another box laying around with a bunch more games. But no, honestly, I think this is it. But I do want to hear your feedback on other games I should add to the collection. Now, as I said, this is just the original Game Boy. Next up is the Game Boy Color collection. So stay tuned for that. I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, YouTube, keep it retro!